Hello there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I'm going to show you how to paint this bleeding heart flower on a scrap of book paper that I had cut out when I was making my book safes, and I had mod-podged it. So that's our surface. So very frugal there. What you're going to do is take a 1/2-inch flat brush, and I'm loading it up with some kind of crimson colored paint. You want more of a cool red. And I am going to paint. I'm really pushing down my brush, and I'm making almost like a half of a heart, or like almost like a question mark. And then underneath it, I'm just going to press down my brush and drag it in. So it's going to give me half of my bleeding heart. I'm going to turn my paper so it's a little bit easier for me to do the other half. Just trying to keep it symmetrical here. And you know what might be a little bit easier actually, if you take a round brush. Let me just show you here. We'll do what's called the comma stroke if you do any toll painting. It's just a little bit easier to get that shape, and my brush was too wet. Let me dry that off there. The cool thing about this paper that we Mod Podge is that you can wipe it off if you make a mistake, so don't be afraid to practice on this. It's almost like it's been laminated. If you do make a mistake, just grab a paper towel, a damp paper towel, and wipe it off and start again. Alright, so I also want to make the little bitty, there's like a little bitty heart underneath, so I'm just going to do two little kind of comma strokes like that. And then I'm just going to, with my brush, it's already red, I don't need to wash it, I'm going to grab a little bit of brown. Hopefully I have enough that's still, I think I have to grab a little bit more. A little bit of burnt sienna here. That's the thing I don't like about acrylics. Once they dry, you got to squeeze them back out again. I think that's why I don't do very many acrylic tutorials, because I have to stop what I'm doing to set up a my palette, and I just rather just jump right in and start painting. Alright, so I'm just gonna paint my little stem in there. Alright, so there we've got our stem, we've got the main part of our flower. You want to grab a little bit of white on your round brush, and this is just it's a number 5 round. It's a cheapie. It was probably like $1.99. And I'm just gonna give it this little bit of it's actually, this is like a comma stroke too. It's just like a little point down like that, and I'm going to give it a little bit of yellow on that center, just a little bit of this looks like probably a cad yellow medium or cad yellow light. Use what you have. You don't have to have the exact same colors as I do. And I am using a Liquitex heavy body paint, but I think that your craft paints will work just fine. I just happen to have the heavy body paints. I'm going to grab a little bit of white, and I'm going to add some highlights up here in the bumps of the flower. Maybe mix that in with a little bit of red, because it feels a little too, oops, that's really bright. There we go. I think we're beginning to see why I don't do very many acrylic painting tutorials. But I wanted something to do with these leftover pieces of book paper. I didn't want them to go to waste. Alright, now we're going to do the leaves, and we're going to want a flat brush again for that, so you can just rinse off the brush we started with. Alright, dry it off. We don't want extra water in there. And I'm going to load half my brush in some green and half in some yellow. And you can see, I don't know if you can really see my palette, maybe you can see right there. I'm just going to work it back and forth so I get kind of two colors on there. My paint really feels dry, so I might need to add a little bit of water to it. I think I might just spray my palette here. There, that'll add just enough water so that I don't dilute it too much. I don't mind if I have some of the what do you want to call it, newsprint showing through. In fact, I might want to cover up that little bit of red showing through. But I don't want to make it like runny or anything, so I'm just going to put in a couple little leaves there. And if you want, you could put a couple on the bottom. It's up to you. And that's pretty much all there is to this. Now, you can trim this to like an ATC size if you want, or you know, you can leave it as is. You could put it in a little mat, a tiny little picture frame. It's completely up to you. I have these little keychain frames that are like ATC size that I might use. But there you have it. Very quick and easy how to paint a bleeding heart in acrylics on an old book page. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Tell your friends, sharing is caring. And check out the other painting tutorials I have. I have a whole playlist of flower painting tutorials, in fact. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.